Okay, and we are there, so we'll just give it another few minutes, and hopefully
I can't get it.
that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're there. Right, we'll see if people start finding that link sitting in YouTube. Not anyone coming through just yet.
Why don't you message Kat with the link for this?
Can you go into YouTube on a new window and just... there we go. We've got people appearing. Brilliant. Okay. Yes! It works. Hello, Alex. Thank you for letting us know you're there.
Oh, you clever people.
Okay, mild panic over. We're only running ever so slightly late.
Shall I just dab you down?
Oh, God. Technology. And if Sarah Dix has managed to find this, the lesson here is stop phoning us whilst we're trying to fix a problem. And Rob Tresario has already declared his score of 82.
Oh, well, that's
okay. I think we've got more people coming through.
Oh, well done, everybody.
It says on my counter that 6 of you have found it, at least. So hopefully, if we just give it another minute or two, we'll see what the counter says. And if we have to run a quiz for 6 teams, then why not? You know, it's Friday night. We can all just relax now. It works.
We got there. That was very stressful.
That was very stressful.
Very stressful. I'm just going to try and get... Look, again, your picture looks beautiful in the little thing.
Right, what have we got? Okay, we know we're going in the normal direction now. We've got Alex has joined us. Mrs. Passmore is here. The Slovakovskis are here. And actually, there you go, Leo. You can just see over my shoulder. He's not dead, but he's had to have his flea treatment, and it always knocks him out. So he's all just collapsed out on the landing. He might come and say hello later. I'm not saying he's got fleas. It's just, the regular treatment. We're a clean household, for Christ's sake. Anyway, who else have we got? Mr. Howe, the headmaster, has joined us this evening. We've got the Scotchbrooks, and it better be a good quiz. You're quite right. It better be a good quiz. And if it's not, we know who to blame, don't we, Mr. Scotchbrook? Who else have we got? Mrs. Green is here. Mrs. Young is here. And the Browns are back. The Broomfields are here. They're all joining through now. I'm sure we've probably got more people watching than my little counter here would suggest we've got. So I think we might have overcome our early problems. So who else?
That was quite tense, let's be fair. That's not tense. What we needed for a Friday evening.
No, I'm feeling a little bit like the heart's going here.
I do need to dab you.
Mrs. Green, I guess this is what you feel like every time that we're doing a live event on Zoom or whatever, Oh my God. And the Rappelmans are here. Okay, look, I think we've got everyone here. So let's welcome everyone properly. Welcome to the first episode of the Viking Arms of this new half term. And quite frankly, a bit of a rushed start, but what an amazing week it has been. Like, so nice. What a different... It's been better this week than half term, which, the half term holiday. So I suppose that's quite typical. But today was absolutely glorious, and we've got a nice weekend coming up. And we know the lockdown's going to start easing. So loads of reasons to be happy. And of course, we're all here together again for our Viking Arms quiz. As always, trying to keep me calm and under control is my lovely wife, Tam, who will be monitoring all the comments and making sure that I can read the questions properly and letting me know when I don't. And of course, making sure that you behave yourselves in the comments box, because it is a family show after all. Today's special shout out goes to Mr. Dix, if he's managed to find the link, because I've had Mrs. Dix harassing me on the phone whilst also trying to deal with the technical issues. Always a help. But Mr. Dix gets a special shout out this evening because he survived a lunchtime hill climb on his bike today. And I think I'm surprised if he's still awake, quite frankly. Also this evening, huge thanks to Esther Passmore and to Ben Scotchbrook for providing some guest rounds for later on. And they were just so good, we had to include them. I know we said we'd be normal service, we'd do everything this week, but they were such good rounds, we thought we'd throw them in. If you are new, and why would you be? Because obviously this is such a popular quiz, you've all been with us for so long. A quick recap of the rules. There will be 4 rounds of 11 questions, where the 11th question is a chance for you to have a chat, make a list, and also let us know how you're getting on. And there'll be 10 answers only for that question 11. I'll give you all the answers at the end, and there will be a total out of 80. I'll read each question twice. Try not to cheat. Enjoy yourselves. Talk to us via the comments box. But as I've already said, keep it clean. Why?
Oh, because it's a family show.
Because it's a family
Shall we just,
show.
though, hold on one, maybe more minute and just let a few more people give a chance to pop over?
Your ticker's going up.
Well, it's a bit exciting, but I'm also getting text messages from people saying, "Can I have the new link?" So just
okay. So we'll slow down a little bit.
We don't need to rush.
We don't need
We're all friends.
It's a new season of Gogglebox on tonight.
Oh, is that why you're rushing?
Yes.
Oh, now it becomes
not done
clear.
by 9 o'clock. It's either a new season of Gogglebox, or quite frankly, it's been a long week. We'll be tucked up in bed.
Oh dear.
Friday night, go crazy, Gogglebox. Anyway, well, whilst we're waiting for other people to join, and the link is slowly circulating around, let's see who else has joined us this evening. Mrs. Young is telling us that open mornings are tense, and I guess just about as tense as this. We've got Team Coltus joining us. Very welcome along. And Mrs. Rapplemore, we were just on it a second ago, and there were lots of people chatting who are not currently saying anything here.
Perhaps they've just stayed over there for a chat, though, Mrs. Rapplemore. Well, that might be the thing.
And maybe they should have kept their powder dry. You know, they've that's it. That's all the chat done. I'm sure you were having a lovely chat. It's just a shame that we were totally out of the loop. We've got Louise's mum is here. The Weatherstons are here.
Spin back the other way. Look, I think a few people are excited they can see Wilson.
And if you've just joined us, I've just explained he's not dead. He has just conked out on the landing. Wilson's got a new friend.
Wilson has got a friend.
It's quite cute, really. So there's out where we live in the road there's this enormous black and white Maine Coon cat, and we thought he was trying to break into our house, but they keep playing with each other. It's very cute.
They're mates.
Yeah.
Hold on. We don't have to stress anymore. The Beasleys are here.
What? Your absence has been well and truly noted, Mr. Beasley. So, yeah, good to have you back. Who else is joining us this evening? So, Joanne and her mum are joining us again. We've got the Bananas here, and we've got Jeff Smith. If Jeff Smith has managed to find the new link.
Good work, Jeff.
I think we're all good.
So is Mr. Brenton. Look, Mr. Brenton's here.
Ah, brilliant. Okay, now calm.
Now we may start.
Calm descends on the Viking arms. Mr. Brenton is here. Oh, and Mr. Dix is here. I'm glad you found it. Marcus sees Wilson, and yeah, well, like you said, Mr. Brown, last week, was it in the Valentine's special? Changed man. What can I say? That's what she's done to me.
I don't think you need to say it quite like that. That's a little bit insulting.
Right. Can we make a start?
I judge that to be acceptable. Yes.
Right, we're going to make a start. Inevitably, someone's going to come in and say, "Oh, I missed question
Can
1
we
or
have
2."
number
But
one again, please?
we'll deal with it. The Fishers are saying, "Can we have 1 minute, please?" But why? You're here. You found it. What? Messages? No?
Well, many, but not for you.
Okay. As always. Right, we are going to make a start because I'm aware time is ticking on, and thank you for your patience, and glad that you've all managed to find us. So, general knowledge round to start with. Here we go. Question number 1. How many times has Andy Murray won Wimbledon playing singles? How many times has Andy Murray won Wimbledon playing singles? Question number 2. In which English town would you find the theme park Dreamland? In which English town would you find the theme park Dreamland? I think my sister actually threatened that she might be joining this evening, so there's one for you, Ange, if you're out there.
Can I just say this is quite bizarre because normally on my screen when I'm just looking at the comments, I don't get you live. I just get a kind of blurry screen. But tonight I've got you live, but about 10 seconds after.
Is that a good thing?
Well, it's like living in some very bizarre Groundhog Day, but I'm going with it.
Lucky you.
Yes.
Question number 3. Which US state would be listed last alphabetically? Which US state would be listed last alphabetically?
Why do you keep looking at me and nodding?
Ben Scotchbrook apparently knows Dreamland well.
Oh dear. I don't know what to say, Ben.
Or, I don't know, it might have from his YouTube, maybe he had a Jolly Boys Out in there. So if you know, you know.
Little hint.
And question number 4. To a single decimal point, how many kilometers are in a mile? To a single decimal point, or to one decimal place, which is the correct way of saying it, to one decimal place, how many kilometers are in a mile?
I will deal with Dr. Tresario in the comments.
Could you deal with him?
I'm going to
Please
deal with
deal
Dr.
with Dr. Tresario.
And making very sure I don't paste the answer.
Question number 5. How many valves does the heart have? How many valves does the heart have? I'm sure someone correct me. There's an interesting fact about Dreamland. It's got something like the longest wooden roller coaster in the UK.
Well, that sounds suitably terrifying.
I vaguely remember, wasn't there some sort of roller coaster there where you rode a horse? You kind of mounted a horse and the horse went around the roller coaster, but I'm not sure you were necessarily strapped in. You just had to. Anyway.
This sounds like something I don't want to do.
It's all been reopened and it's very. It's yeah.
On with the quiz.
Anyway. Question number 6. What colour is a giraffe's tongue? What colour is a giraffe's tongue? Mrs. Passmore, Benbourne Brothers. Benbourne Brothers, was Dymchurch, wasn't it? So on the south coast. Is it Dymchurch or Benbourne Brothers? That wasn't Margate. Anyway. Question number 7. Z and which other letter are worth the most in Scrabble? The letter Z and which other letter are worth the most in Scrabble? Oh, they bought Dreamland.
Okay. There's far too much chat about Dreamland tonight.
Well, all right. Look, Mrs. Park, just because I'm curious now. So Mrs. Passmore and Mrs. Scotchbrook, Benbourne Brothers. That wasn't originally Dreamland, though, was it? That was another town on the south coast. If
maybe just go.
And they had like a crooked house there, and they had one of those houses you went through the wall of mirrors. Oh, anyway.
Let's leave it.
Question number 8. Oh, bit of a mathsy one here. How many cubic centimeters are there in a cubic meter? How many cubic centimeters are there in a cubic meter? Look, Miss Jess is joining in now. When you say yes, it was. Yes, it was what? Yes, it was another town. Or
if only we'd had a Dreamland question earlier on in the quizzing calendar. We would have had a good chat.
It's taking me back to my youth. Question number 9. What colour do you get if you mix red and yellow? What colour do you get if you mix red and yellow? Question number 10. Tom Cruise is an outspoken member of which religion? Oh, you're just telling me it was the same as Dreamland. I'm thinking of someone else. Oh, all right, fair enough. Tom Cruise is an outspoken member of which religion? And if anyone has joined a little bit late, because I've just seen my ticker the little counter on my screen go up. If you need some other questions posted, because I know we've had a bit of a dodgy start, just let us know the question numbers and we'll get those posted in the comments box. And question number 11 Can you name any 10 of the landlocked countries in Europe? Can you name any 10 of the landlocked countries in Europe? There you go. Just 10 answers only, please. Didn't Michael Jackson live in Dreamland? No, he didn't. And getting back to more kind of normal matters, you may well have noticed that Wilson still, honestly, he's not dead. He has just completely
Just hasn't moved, has he? It's a bit of a worry.
Let's call it a side effect. Back to normal matters. How are you treating yourself this evening? What's been on your Friday menu? How are you celebrating? Is anyone having a barbecue tonight? Because it's been so nice. It didn't get dark until kind of 6 o'clock. It was very, very nice. We've treated ourselves to, we had a nice risotto for dinner. It was a very nice risotto. Thank you, Mrs. Settle.
Thank you.
We've got a nice little drink on the go as well. But there's kids watching, so I'd probably better not say.
It's pineapple juice.
So, how are you treating yourselves this evening? Whilst you're thinking of those 10 landlocked countries in Europe, what have you got on the go tonight? Let us know. Is it going to be the homemade pizzas again? Who's having the homemade curries? I'm sure the Beasleys are probably downing
there'll be something.
A fine vintage bottle of something. There we go. Barbecue beef and a red wine, of course. We have had homemade curry for the Coltises. I think the Coltises, they have it quite a homemade curry quite a lot, don't they? We've done this so many times. I should try and guess your menu options. The Robinsons are having a Highwayman takeaway.
Oh, so nice. Takeaway.
Do you know what a Highwayman takeaway is?
The Highwayman's the lovely pub, isn't it?
Ah, yeah, of course. Homemade chicken Kiev and a rather delicious red.
Oh, nice. That sounds good too. I'm just on frantic copying and pasting. If you can hear lots of clicking in the background,
we can see the evidence going into the comments.
I think it was only 1 to 7, so I think this is my last little pasty bit. I think that's quite a difficult question, to be fair. The landlocked European countries.
Didn't you set it?
I might have, but it is still a tricky question.
Well, I think our regulars are quite fond of a good geography question there.
Well, they're very bright.
Yeah.
So they should be.
Wow, you say that, but we remember the scores from last week.
That was a very difficult week.
We hope it's a bit more of an accessible quiz this evening. What do you reckon? Shall I give them another minute?
Yes, I think there's a lot of know.
We'll give you a minute.
We had a very bumpy start. People have got to sort of recover their equilibrium a little bit, I think, before we go on. Well, there you go. It's high praise for Mrs. Rappelmore.
Well, so I think normally the first to complain, so
we must be doing okay.
Thank you very much. Okay, we are going to move on to our second round tonight, and we haven't done one of these for a while, so we're going to have current affairs. So hopefully you've been keeping abreast of the news this week. Question number 1 in current affairs is, what is the Chinese New Year animal for 2021? What was the Chinese New Year animal for 2021? And question 2, which aging rocker was fined $500 for consuming alcohol in a national park? Which aging rocker was fined $500 for consuming alcohol in a national park? I feel I should emphasize that word.
That's a good clue.
Yes. Okay. Which aging rocker was fined $500 for consuming alcohol in a national park?
Well done.
And question number 3. On which date will all school children be allowed to return to school?
There's lots of parents going, I know.
Maybe should clarify, on which date will all school children be allowed to return to do their lessons in school? Not just
good.
be tested, of course. On which date will all school children be allowed to return to school? Question number 4. Which sports star was involved in a car crash in California this week? Which sports star was involved in a car crash in California this week? Oh, gang of 4. Okay, I'm just going to reread question 3. On which date will all school children in England be allowed to return to school to do their lessons, not just to get tested, but on which date will all school children in England be allowed to return to school?
Excellent
Thank you
clarification.
very much. Then question 4 was, which sports star was involved in a car crash in California this week? Question 5. So Boris Johnson has announced his roadmap out of lockdown this week, but when will you be allowed to have a haircut? Boris Johnson announced his roadmap out of lockdown this week, but when will you be allowed to have a haircut? And that can't come soon enough.
You have, yes, it's grown quite a bit, hasn't it?
Yeah, but not all over.
No.
It's the bad thing about my expanding face. You see, it kind of it's thick up here, but not here.
And you can't see, it's oddly curly. Sort of at the back here. There's volume to it now. You need a different shampoo.
I can just think, Mr. Dix, Mr. Brown, Mrs. Rapplemore, you're queuing up some funny comments. just maybe send it to me on WhatsApp, not
in the comments.
It's a kids show. It's a family show. Mr. Beasley. Yeah, obviously in this country. Come on. Right. Question number 6. A painting of a Paris street has gone on display this week after 100 years. Who was the artist? A painting of a Paris street has gone on display after 100 years, but who was the artist? And there's Mr. Brown's funny comment. Lovely hair. Yeah.
Oh, that'll mean a lot to him, Mr. Brown. Thank you.
I've known Mr. Brown far too long. Know what that means. Question number 7. Which footballer was awarded a gold Blue Peter badge this week? Which footballer was awarded a gold Blue Peter badge this week? And question number 8. Who said this week, it was a step back, not a step down? Who said this week, it was a step back, not a step down? Do you have one, Mrs. Rapplemore? Hence the question.
Mm.
I think you do, actually. I'm pretty sure she does.
I have one. Yeah.
What did you get yours for?
I have a green one for environmental stuff. I sent in a poem about a whale and I got a badge. It's very exciting.
Wow. How old are you?
An age.
Yeah.
It wasn't recent, if that's what you're thinking.
Mrs. Farquhar was on Blue Peter.
Oh, that's fancy.
Doing what?
Was it sticky back plastic and all sorts of exciting things?
I was just carry on asking questions. Question number 9. As of today, to the nearest million, how many people have received their first dose of the COVID vaccine? Is it 15 million, 17 million, or 19 million? So as of today, to the nearest million, how many people have received their first dose of the COVID vaccine? Is it 15 million, 17 million, or 19 million? Oh gosh, everyone's got these Blue Peter facts coming through. So Mrs. Rapplemore's sister's actually got the Blue Peter badge. Mr. Scotchbrook, basically what he's saying is don't rub him for luck.
No.
And Lottie's got 3 Blue Peter badges.
Lottie's brilliant. She's genuinely brilliant.
And Mrs. Farquhar was in the Girl Guides, and we were just singing and dancing.
Brilliant.
For the Covals, that's in the UK. Okay, first dose of
sorry.
the COVID vaccine in the UK. Question number 10. Which singer had her dog stolen this week in Los Angeles? Which singer had her dog stolen this week in Los Angeles? And question 11. No, I think this is quite a tricky one, but here we go. We'll give it a go. Obviously, this week, some festivals have announced that they will be going ahead this summer. But according to StubHub, what were the top 10 UK summer festivals in the year 2019? Because obviously they didn't happen last year. So in 2019, according to StubHub, what were the top 10 UK summer festivals? Okay, hopefully that's clear enough. What's that? So are you going to buy a vaccine for a £5 or a Blue Peter badge? Which
No one surely sells their Blue Peter badges on eBay. They're too precious.
people do.
People are dreadful if that's what they're doing.
Especially, I think, is it the vintage ones? Anyway. There we are.
Why have you been looking? You've been looking to buy a Blue Peter badge.
It's one of those things that probably came up in a dodgy
Yes.
Mr. Dick's got one. It is for designing volumizing shampoo for the back. Is he having a dig?
I think he might. But just remember, he is your friend.
You got a special shout out at the start of this show as well. You probably hadn't found the link by then. I said you get a special shout out tonight because you made it all the way up to Pish Hill, to the top, eventually. According to StubHub,
I think it was by sort of
tickets sold.
Tickets or rating of people who went, I think it was. Do you know what? Actually, just if in doubt, write down 10 festivals.
Yeah, that's basically it. It's like, what are the 10 most popular festivals in the UK? I mean, you know, it's probably not going to include.
I don't think it was by numbers.
I don't know, the Stoke Row Folk Festival or something like that. You know, so big UK festivals, and you can't go far wrong there. That's it. Keep the crowds entertained, Mr. Dix. Thanks very much. Right. So anyway, this weekend, whilst you're thinking of your top 10 biggest UK summer festivals, the weather is looking absolutely lovely this weekend. So what plans have you got? I am going to spoil myself tomorrow by mowing the lawn. Going to get the lawnmower out. Might sort the garage out because it's going to be sunny and all right.
Good grief.
We've got probably another walk.
I would imagine there's going to be a walk in there somewhere.
A long walk, yeah. So what ideas have you got for this sunny weekend? How are you obviously going to get your government mandated exercise and remain socially distanced in the nice weather? Any great ideas for what to do
this weekend? If Wilson wakes up, he might go and see his friend.
I'm actually getting a bit worried about Wilson because he's literally not moved.
Wilson. Oh dear. Oh. Wilson.
He's conked out.
Do you think I should go and check him?
Yes. He's not moved at all.
No, I think I can. Oh. Okay, I'll prod him.
We're just going to check Wilson.
Oh, he's alive. He lives.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Okay. Second panic of the evening over. We're okay. We're good. The cat's still alive.
Powerful medicine that he's on there.
Oh, there's lots of people watching rugby. I have to admit, there is more Super League netball on Sunday and Monday. So, you know, I will be watching that.
But it's a nice sunny weekend. Do you want to go out? I think Mr. Dix and I we made the best of today. We were both working in school. We decided to go for a little cycle ride over lunchtime. It was nice and sunny, and weather was great. We had a little meeting in this afternoon, sort of outside. We thought, no, we're not going to be stuck in the office all afternoon. We'll go outside and have a socially distanced meeting on a bench.
Well done, you.
It was lovely.
Excellent.
Yeah. Blindborn. Now, what have we said about putting answers in the comments box, Mr. Brown? Come on. And apart from watching the rugby, clearly no one has got any other grand
to be
plans.
fair, I think everyone's used up their sort of sourdough startering and banana bread baking. We've done that.
Yeah.
We're now literally I just got to keep going.
As I think good weekend for garden maintenance.
It is pretty just yes, it's pretty much just pop festivals, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah. There we go. Perfect. Filling a skip.
Mrs. Cordell does live the high life, it must be said.
I disrupted Mr. Brown. Well, actually, I think you'll find you disrupted out. We were having a good old chat in the office, and Mr. Brown was rude enough to shout up to the office and told us to shut up.
He probably had a point, to be fair.
So we said no.
Mr. Brown does important work, can I just say?
And actually, Mr. Brown, little lesson for you: when you do have your lunch on that bench, clear your crumbs off as well.
Why are you tapping? Oh, he was doing tapping. Can you believe that? Anyway. Someone's just put something in, Mr. Clark, a mention of Wargrave Festival. Can I just say, an email that made my heart skip a little bit today was the idea that we still might be getting the glory that is Wargrave and Shiplake Regatta this summer.
So if you haven't done Wargrave and Shiplake Regatta before, do it. It's brilliant.
Oh.
August, like second weekend in August, I think, if it goes ahead. But yeah, it's brilliant. Okay, we're going to go on to round 3, and this comes courtesy of Mrs. Passmore.
Blame her.
We thought it was such a good round, we had to include it. And this is all about birds. So, question number 1 in our birds round. What is the name for an eagle's nest?
I'm out straight away.
That's the hardest question in this round. What is the name of an eagle's nest? So if you know it, great. If you don't, let's move on. Question number 2. Who sang Three Little Birds? Who sang Three Little Birds? Question number 3. Which bird has the widest wingspan? Which bird has the widest wingspan?
A big one.
I'm sorry, I'm just clocking through. I'm still thinking about all the crumbs that Mr. Brown left on the bench. Mr. Elms comes in and says, as a potential new parent, this is wonderful.
Oh,
thanks. Yeah. We've got a back catalogue of 27 episodes. If you're enjoying this evening, get back on YouTube, go to the Shiplake channel. There's loads of good stuff to go back on.
I love the idea that someone's, what should we do tonight? Let's get on YouTube.
We've got hours of it for you to entertain yourself with you.
Literally a day's worth. If you don't sleep, you can just keep going.
Question number 4. Simon Bird plays Adam in which sitcom? Simon Bird plays Adam in which sitcom?
A favourite.
Well, there's a clue right behind me, actually.
Oh, yes, there is. Yes.
Oh, he's just gone out of shot. But yeah, there's a little clue there.
Well, at least he's alive, so let's be grateful for that.
Question number 5. In which country's cuisine is bird's nest soup a delicacy? In which country's cuisine is bird's nest soup a delicacy? Is there a highlight video, Leah?
Yeah, the one when we won the award.
Oh, that is good. Yeah.
Or as we like to call it, Mr. Settle and his amazing multicolored polo shirts. Oh, that's tickled me. Leave me be for a minute.
Question number 6. What is the term usually applied to starlings for a large group of birds swooping in patterns across the sky? What is the term usually applied to starlings for a large group of birds swooping in patterns across the sky? I think we've had a similar question like that.
We
before,
have,
actually.
but don't mention it.
No. Question number 7. This is the most active Wilson's been on this quiz for weeks. We should have just done this ages ago. He's always out there.
But now he just looks really miserable because he's facing the wrong way. Anyway.
Question number 7. What is the study of birds called? What is the study of birds called? Oh, Mrs. Rapplemore, you have to come back with a little sting in the tail. She thinks that Mr. Elm's comment is about the chat in the comments rather than the quiz as a whole. You.
We can never ever be mean to Mrs. Rapplemore because she played the organ at our wedding, and therefore
I don't know. I don't
know.
I think we give as good as we get. Yeah. Wow. Question number 8. John Bird was the co-founder of what social business producing a fortnightly publication? John Bird was the co-founder of what social business producing a fortnightly publication? And then she always follows. This is typical Rapplemore, this, isn't it? Make a little barbed comment and then follow up with, I love you, really. It's tantamount to just sticking the knife in and going, sorry.
I don't think it's like that at all.
Didn't mean it. I love you, really. That's why we can give her a bit of stick. Anyway, question number 9. What is the name of the bird bred accidentally by the government of Panem in the Hunger Games? What is the name of the bird bred accidentally by the government of Panem in the Hunger Games? And question number 10. Which film starring Jack Nicholson is set in a mental institution? Which film starring Jack Nicholson is set in a mental institution?
Jolly question for a Friday.
Everyone's feeling it. And the final question in our birds round, and thanks again to Mrs. Passmore for giving us this. Question 11. According to the 2020 RSPB Big Garden Bird Watch, what were the top 10 most commonly sighted birds in the UK? According to the 2020 RSPB Big Garden Bird Watch, what were the top 10 most commonly sighted birds in the UK? And if you're talking about John Bird, yeah, he did speak at Speech Day. I think he spoke at Speech Day about 4 or 5 years ago, I think. So probably Mrs. Passmore, it would have been literally just before you started, I think. But yeah, he did.
I don't think I remember him.
So yeah, a while ago. Very good speaker. I think it was either the year he became Lord Bird or
not.
I don't think he was in the House of Lords at that point. I think he was about to. Because as I wrote the programme, I didn't write Lord Bird, I remember.
Gosh.
Yeah.
What a great story.
I know. I'll write these down one day.
Don't.
Left, right, centre here. Anyway. So yeah, you are thinking of the top 10 the 10 most commonly sighted birds in the UK. He took his false teeth out, didn't he? He did, yeah.
Oh.
He's really, obviously, because he's done stuff. Very
He's doing
interesting.
his own thing.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah.
Excellent.
This is, sort of going back to what I was saying to Mr. Elms earlier, this is episode 28.
This is episode 28.
This is our 28th lockdown quiz.
Genuinely have visions of just doing like 3 or 4.
Yeah. So what was it? Well, when was our first one? So our first one must have been
It was early April.
early April. And what we thought was just going to be a couple of weeks, see us through to Easter holidays, get through Easter, we'll all be back, it'll all be fine.
No.
Episode 28. What's your most memorable moment of these quizzes?
2. Can I have 2?
Go on then.
Speech day. That was a good quiz.
That was a good speech. That was a good quiz, yeah.
And Christmas, when we raised so much money for charity. That was brilliant.
Mm.
Good work, everyone.
I think having watched it back, because one has to review one's work, right?
No, literally only you. You are the only person who reviews their work back.
Can't be true. I think our Valentine's special a couple of weeks ago was pretty good. I think our decorations.
I did go on a call
good.
on the Monday, and I still had all the balloons up and stuff in the background.
Mm.
That I don't think it worked necessarily with the audience, but we went for it anyway.
Yeah, no, Valentine's was good. That's the only time I think I've been on camera with a massive
Balloon?
red glittery heart all over me.
Well, it suited you.
Well, yeah, that was good. I think actually the highlight for me has just been, look at this. It's all of these people who keep commenting on our. What's going on there? All of these people who keep commenting and joining in, our loyal regulars.
They're a good bunch, really.
Yeah, keeps us coming back. We are going to move on to the final round of the evening, and this comes courtesy of Mr. Scotchbrook, and
yes.
He sent this through last weekend, and it was so good. And it's quite relevant to Ship Lake, so I thought it's got to go in there. And this round is called Ship Lake. Yeah.
Well done, Mr. Scotchbrook.
I love it. Question number 1 in our Ship Lake round is this. The Titanic sank in 1912. What was the name of the shipping line that owned her? The Titanic sank in 1912. What was the name of the shipping line that owned her? I reckon what Mr. Scotchbrook did, really, because he's quite a fan of the gruel, isn't he?
Mr. Scotchbrook is a big fan of the gruel. It features highly in their diet.
I reckon he was stood there over his stove, stirring his thin soup, pondering, what could I call this round? What questions could I ask? He had time to come up with this. It was great. Question number 2. According to the Guinness World Records, what is the world's largest lake? According to the Guinness World Records, what is the world's largest lake? Question number 3. Tom Hanks played the lead in a 2013 film based on the true story of the hijacking of a container ship called Maersk, Alabama. But what was the name of the film? Tom Hanks played the lead in a 2013 film based on the true story of the hijacking of a container ship called Maersk, Alabama. But what was the name of the film? Question number 4. Fanfare for the Common Man, Hoedown, C'est la Vie, and I Believe in Father Christmas were all released by the British supergroup Emerson, Lake, and who? You see what he did there?
I can absolutely see what he did.
Fanfare for the Common Man, Hoedown, C'est la Vie, and I Believe in Father Christmas were all released by the British supergroup Emerson, Lake, and who? Not the who. Who?
That would be a different question altogether.
Yeah. Question number 5. What is the name of the mark on a ship's hull that indicates the maximum depth to which the vessel may be safely immersed when loaded with cargo? What is the name of the mark on a ship's hull that indicates the maximum depth to which the vessel may be safely immersed when loaded with cargo? That, for me, was the hardest question of the round.
Well, it was for me because I didn't know
just
the
saying.
answer, so
Yeah.
that did make it quite tricky.
Question number 6. Arthur Ransom first introduced characters including John, Susan, and Roger Walker sailing their boat in the Lake District in which book? There were a few other characters in there, but apparently they've been vetoed. We're not allowed to say their names. Arthur Ransom first introduced characters including John, Susan, and Roger Walker sailing their boat in the Lake District in which book?
Mr. Scotchbrook.
He's a clever boy, that Noah.
He's got an eye for the deal. That's what I'm liking about Noah.
Question number 7. The number NCC 1701 can be seen in big black letters printed on which fictional ship?
Ooh.
The number NCC 1701 can be seen in big black letters printed on which fictional ship? Question number 8. When Donald Trump left Washington for the last time as president, he flew to his home in Palm Beach, Florida. It's a resort called what?
It's the way you said resort.
Yeah, I knew
that was quite. I was quite shocked. Do it again.
I've got to read the question again. When Donald Trump left Washington for the last time as US president, he flew to his home in Palm Beach, Florida. It's a resort.
Oh, much better. Well done.
Called what? Look, I know there's members of our audience. I'm not sure about Mr. Scotchbrook, but given that he knew about Dreamland, he may say it like this. Mrs. Passmore, definitely. Perhaps Chris Bernand, possibly.
No.
How do you say that? I'm interested. That'll be a question for next week when we catch up. How do you say resort? Resort?
No.
Or resort?
Yes.
I'm always getting told off. Question number 9. Said to be Henry VIII's favourite ship, the Mary Rose, sank in 1545. She can now be seen in a museum in Portsmouth, but in what year was she raised from her watery resting place? Was it 1982, 1984, or 1986? So Henry VIII's favourite ship, the Mary Rose, what year was she raised from her watery resting place? Was it 1982, 1984, or 1986? And question 10. What sport would you be watching if you went to see the Los Angeles Lakers?
Oh, good question.
What sport, not sport, what sport would you be watching if you went to see the Los Angeles Lakers? Okay, right. And the final question of tonight's quiz is this. Let me take you on a little journey. Your ship sets sail from the east coast of Mexico, heading south, and it steams its way right around the south of I'm reading this all wrong. I'm trying to big it up. It's here. Your ship sets sail from the east coast of Mexico, heading south, and steams its way right round the coast of South America and back up to the west coast of Mexico. On your journey, your ship would pass the coastline of 19 mainland countries that are not islands. Can you name any 10 of them?
That is an excellent question.
So if you start from the east coast of Mexico, going down around all of the countries in South America, back onto the west coast of Mexico, can you name any 10 of the 19 countries that you would pass on your way? Mrs. Passmore says she doesn't talk like that. I think what she means to say is any more.
Oh.
Yeah.
Rude.
We've lost you on the TV. Well, oh no, come on, what?
I can't take more stress tonight.
Yeah. So, well, Mrs. Kenny, let us know what question you've missed, and we'll get that copied into the comments. So, can you name any 10 of the countries on the coastline of South America? And whilst you're thinking of that, school is coming back soon. I don't think I can say what. I can't tell you the date because that was the previous question. School's coming back soon. Okay, we're all getting ready to gear up for normal face-to-face lessons, albeit with masks. So, what are you looking forward to most about that? Let us know in the comments. Final question for the comments this evening: what are you looking forward to most about being back to normal school? You're quite excited about getting the girls back for normal netball, aren't you?
Netball! Yay!
And I'm looking forward to seeing my J15s to see if they've managed to maintain, let's say, some fitness.
I'm looking forward to, but feel slightly apprehensive about, the Gilson versus College netball match at the end of the first week back.
Oh, yeah.
I feel I need to dust off my umpire's whistle for that one.
Yeah. Freddie says sports in the sunshine.
Oh, good call,
I do think
Freddie.
that we need to be a bit careful here because it is only February, and I know that
we might be tricked into nice weather.
We've been tricked into a false sense of security, haven't we? It's been such a lovely few days, and it's going to be a nice weekend. I've got an awful feeling that when you come back,
it'll be cold.
It'll be cold. The river will flood again. But let's just hope it hangs around for a little while longer. And yes, Mrs. Rappamore, we've treated you to another geography question. Geography questions are so easy for lists. That's the reason.
It is they are good for lists.
Yeah.
They are good.
So yeah. I want to see. Are my 15s still fit? Can they remember how to move a boat? Quite looking forward to that.
It will become clear.
Quite looking forward to seeing my year 12s actually. I quite enjoy teaching my year 12s. There we go, Freddie. Head of ground says it's going to be dry for another couple of weeks. So
brilliant. Lots of netball then. I am very much looking forward to it, and I can't wait to see the girls again. I've missed them a lot.
Right. Is that enough time? Have you managed to think of your 10 countries on the coastline of South America? You've got loads to choose from. Sport for choice.
Quite sport for choice.
Yeah. So Karen Cordell.
She's.
I think she's written to us in Welsh.
She has.
YouTube doesn't like that.
I've approved you, Mrs.
Held
Porter.
for review.
Don't feel.
We'll let it go in.
Don't feel like you've been censored.
Right. Okay. That is. I mean, despite the very rushed and quite nervous start to the quiz, we've made it through 4 rounds, and I will give you the answers in just a minute. So a few things to say, obviously, just to round things off. Thank you very much for coming again, and we do, as always, hope that you felt at home in the Viking Arms. We will be back next Friday, but at this point, we do have to share with you a special announcement tonight, because as lockdown for school ends, the rules of the Viking Arms are that I'm afraid so must the Viking Arms. So to that point, next week will in fact be our final virtual quiz, but we are really hoping that we can do a live show later in the year when we are all allowed to get together in an albeit socially distanced manner. I've still got visions of us sort of sitting on the Skipwith Terrace and having people picnicking on the Skipwith lawn. So our virtual quiz will come to an end next week. So because next week will be the last virtual quiz, what we're asking is let's go big. Okay, we're going to have a special quiz, get the nice takeaways in, plan the special meals, get the cocktails, get the mocktails, and be ready to say farewell to the virtual Viking Arms. Because if Boris is true to his word, and this is the last lockdown, you know, albeit maybe for a couple of specials, maybe in the future at some point, we want to go live. Okay, so after next week, we're looking for live opportunities, but next week will be the final instalment of the virtual Viking Arms.
And we might go for it. I might do more than this next week.
That will be how special next week is, okay? That Mrs. Settle will be on camera. So, dry your eyes, okay? Save your tears for next week. But in the meantime, let's go through the answers. So, back to general knowledge. How many times has Andy Murray won the Wimbledon singles? Is twice. In which English town will you find Dreamland? It's Margate. The US state listed last alphabetically is Wyoming. To a single decimal point, there are 1.6 kilometers in a mile. How many valves does the heart have? It has 4. What color is a giraffe's tongue? It is blue. The other letter in Scrabble, which is worth the most, is the letter Q. How many cubic centimeters are there in a cubic meter? There are 1 million. What color do you get if you mix red and yellow? You get green. And Tom Cruise is an outspoken member of which religion? It was Scientology. Now, the 10 landlocked countries, you could have had any 10 from Andorra, Austria, Belarus, the Czech Republic, Hungary, Liechtenstein, Luxembourg, Macedonia, Moldova, San Marino, Serbia, Slovakia, Switzerland, and the Vatican City. Okay. In our current affairs round, the Chinese New Year animal for 2021 was the ox. The aging rocker in question 2, we wanted Bruce Springsteen. On which date will all children in England be allowed to return to school?
Hold on. I'll be honest, I wasn't listening to what you said. But if it was red and yellow, that is indeed orange, not green.
Where did we get green from?
Please don't say we. This is not my question.
How did I read these out to you at the start before we started?
I obviously wasn't listening to
yes,
them either.
It's not green, it's orange. All right, okay, there's always one. All right. Where am I up to now? Question number 4. The goggle box has started, guys. Come on. All right, we're on. It's orange. Question number 4. Which sports star was in a car crash? It is Tiger Woods. When can you have a haircut? It will be the 12th of April. The painting of a Paris street was by Vincent van Gogh. The footballer who got a gold Blue Peter badge this week was Marcus Rashford. Who said it was a step back, not a step down? That was Prince Harry. To the nearest million, there have been 19 million COVID vaccines given out this week. Oh, sorry, as of today. Which singer had her dog stolen in Los Angeles? It was Lady Gaga, or Lady Gaga. And the biggest 10 UK summer festivals are, so in order, it actually goes Glastonbury, then the Isle of Wight Festival, then the British Summertime Festival in Hyde Park, then it's Reading and Leeds, because apparently they count as one, Reading and Leeds. Look, if you put Reading and Leeds as separate, have another point.
Go on. Download
Festival, Creamfields, the Wireless Festival, Latitude, Radio 1 Big Weekend, and Love Box.
Literally no
Never
idea.
heard of it. The birds round. What is the name of an eagle's nest? It's an eyrie. I think I'm saying that right. Yeah.
Sorry, I wasn't listening again. I was replying to Mr. Beasley.
The eagle's nest is an eyrie?
Eerie?
Eerie. Yeah,
Eerie?
Eerie. Okay. The Paris painting was by Vincent. Oh, you got that one. Yeah.
Done it.
All right. Who sang Three Little Birds? It was Bob Marley. The bird with the widest wingspan is an albatross. Simon Bird is an actor in Friday Night Dinner. In which country's cuisine is bird's nest super delicacy? Is China. What do you call a group of starlings? It's a murmuration. The study of birds is ornithology. John Bird was the co-founder of The Big Issue. The name of the bird bred accidentally in the Hunger Games was a mockingjay. And the film with Jack Nicholson was One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. The 10 most commonly cited birds in the UK are house sparrow, a starling, a blue tit, a wood pigeon, a blackbird, goldfinch, great tit, robin, the long-tailed tit, and magpie. Okay, shall I do those one more time?
Why not?
So it was a house sparrow, a starling, a blue tit, a wood pigeon, a blackbird, a goldfinch, a great tit, robin, long-tailed tit, and a magpie. Well, we are past the watershed. So
Well, there you go.
and in our ship lake round, the shipping line that owned the Titanic was the White Star Line. The largest lake in the world is the Caspian Sea. And where are we up to? The Tom Hanks film was Captain Phillips. It was Emerson, Lake, and Palmer for question 4. Question 5, the line on a ship's hull is called the Plimsoll line.
Who knew?
Mrs. Passmore.
Oh, excellent. Yeah. Good work.
Arthur Ransom, he wrote Swallows and Amazons. The number NCC 1701 is on the USS Enterprise from Star Trek, the USS Enterprise. Where did Donald Trump go to in question 8 was Mar-a-Lago, which apparently means sea to lake. Where else? Question 9, in which year did the Mary Rose come up? That was 1982. And if you go to see the LA Lakers in question number 10, you are watching basketball. So, and question 11, the 10 countries out of the 19. So you could have had anything from Belize, Guatemala, Honduras, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, Panama, Colombia, Venezuela, Guyana, Suriname, French Guiana, Brazil, Uruguay, Argentina, Chile, Peru, Ecuador, and El Salvador. So if you've got 10 of those, you get 10 points. If you've got 11 of those, you still get 10 points. Okay, so maximum 10 for that lot. And there are the answers. So have a quick add up. Let's get some scores coming through on the comments. Whilst you're having a quick count, it's time for me to call the last orders. Thank you again for being with us, and we hope that you will be looking forward as much as we are to our last virtual Viking Arms next Friday. And obviously we hope that you can look after yourselves in the meantime and get ready for school, of course. So let's see what the scores are looking like tonight. So the Colchester's are first to declare with 56, followed by the Youngs on 61. The Scotchbrooks 50 out of 60. No. Actually, Scotchbrooks, you might get a bit of a higher score than that. I think you should really be on 70. Cordell's 65. Humphrey's on 58. Beasley's on 65. The Dix is on 67. These are much better looking scores, aren't they, than last week? The Rapplemore's on 64. The Brenton's on 66. The Browns are on 65. The Greens got 70. What?
That's an amazing score.
That is a record. So I think, to be fair, we do say, you know, if you contribute the round, you get your 20 points. So actually, I think the Greens are tying with the Scotchbrooks tonight. Kenny's have got 64, 51 for the Cordells. Cliffs are on 65, 62 for the Bonans, 69, almost made it, Mrs. Passmore. I bet Mrs. Green will be frantically messaging Mrs. Passmore now to say bad luck.
Oh, there's a bigger score. Oh, there's bigger scores coming in.
What?
Keep reading.
Oh God! So I'm going down all the way to the Bolney Road Massive on 71. But and Alex Davies stealing the show with 75. The Davies family in at 75. Can anyone beat 75? And 62 for the Cottons. I think.
Alex,
I can't believe anyone is going to beat 75 tonight. So massive congratulations to the Davies. Thank you once again to the Passmores and the Scotchbrooks for contributing the rounds. Much better looking scores this week, guys. Let's see what you can do in the final virtual Viking Arms next Friday. But for now, the bell has rung. The Viking Arms is pulling down the shutters for the penultimate time. So as you know, everybody out.